What's up you guys, Gage here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to get any Pokemon for free in Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon.
Kiss for you.
Alright guys, so first of all you are going to need several things. First of all, you're going to need a computer. Second of all, you're going to need obviously a 3DS, 2DS, whichever console you have. And then depending on which model of the DS you have, you may or may not need a screwdriver. If you have the new 3DS or the new 3DS XL, you will need a screwdriver. It doesn't have to be anything special, just a small Phillips screwdriver, small enough to take out the screws on the back plate of the 3DS. So just these two screws right here and on the other side right there. So it doesn't have to be anything special, just a small Phillips head screwdriver. So once you have all of those things, depending on what console you have, depending on what you need to get, make sure the first step you're going to want to do is take out your 3DS's SD card. So if you have anything other than the new 3DS, all you have to do is open up a little compartment right about here on the side of the DS and pop out the SD card. It should look like this one. If you have a 3DS, 3DS XL, or a 2DS, it should look like this. And if you have the new 3DS or the new 3DS XL, you should have a micro SD card that looks like this, and it should be found right in that slot right there. So once you go ahead and take that out, you're going to need either, if you do have the new 3DS XL or the new 3DS, you are going to need an SD card reader or adapter. So you can pick this up at Walmart. It's really cheap. It should even come with a new SD card. So if you want to get a bigger SD card for doing this, then that's great. You can get a bigger SD card with the SD card reader. So again, you're only going to need the reader if you have the new 3DS XL with the micro SD card. Unless, of course, your computer or laptop does have a micro SD card reader. Mine does not, so I need the adapter. So if you have the old 3DS or the 2DS, then all you need to have is the SD card itself and plug it into your computer. If your computer does not have an SD card reader, then you're going to want to pick up a USB to SD card reader from the store. It should be about 10 bucks, maybe cheaper. So the main thing is you need to get your SD card connected to your computer. So with the micro SD card, just go ahead and pop it into the reader and stick it into your computer. Okay, so once you've done that, what you're going to want to do is click on the first link in the description, which will take you to a website. Let me minimize my webcam. Alright, so it will take you to this website, 3DS Guide. Let me copy and go to my browser, and we're going to paste that, paste and go. Alright, so here we are, 3DS Guide. So basically at this step, what you're going to be doing is hacking your 3DS using the Luma 3DS software. So it may sound bad that you're hacking your 3DS, but trust me, there are no downsides. I've already done this to my DS and it still runs perfectly fine. If not, even better, because I can do so much more with the hacked 3DS. But make sure you have your parents' permission if you are going to be attempting this. Make sure you ask them, because you don't want them to be mad at you for hacking your 3DS. Even though nothing bad will happen, just make sure you ask them. And if you're not too tech savvy, make sure you have somebody that is a little bit more tech savvy help you with this tutorial, because it is a sort of lengthy process and it does involve some tech knowledge, but the instructions are also very detailed. So if you follow the instructions as closely as possible, you should be able to do this just fine. So let's hop back over to the tutorial. So basically what you're going to do first is go ahead and click Get Started, and then from here you just follow this tutorial. Select whatever console you have, new 3DS XL for me, and select your firmware. If you have the older firmware, you can select the older one, but I have 11.2. Go ahead and click that. And then from here on out, just follow the steps that it gives you, and then this part isn't very clear, but once you finish the instructions, so as you can see, these are the instructions, what you're going to want to do is go ahead and click the Continue to Decrypt 9. The Continue button is kind of hidden a little bit. It's not really hidden, but it's not that noticeable, so just make sure you're clicking that to go to the next page. So yeah guys, so basically what you're going to want to do is follow that tutorial to hack your 3DS, and then so the step after hacking your 3DS is you're going to want to install FBI onto your console. So we are going to go to this website for FBI, paste, enter, and then there's going to be another little tutorial on how to install FBI. So basically just follow this tutorial. It's really quick and easy. After you just hacked your DS, you should have a little bit more experience with this kind of computery stuff. So follow the steps to install FBI onto your console. Once you have FBI installed onto your console, you are ready to get to the free Pokemon part. Okay, so now, after hacking your 3DS and installing FBI onto your console, what you're going to want to do is install a program called JKSM. It is going to be the third link in the description after the FBI link. So we're going to go ahead and open it here, paste and go, and you should be taken to the GitHub page. So what you're going to want to do now is download this file, the jksm.6-30-2016.zip. It may be a different file name for you if there's any updates or anything, but that should be about the name. What you're going to want to do now is open up the .zip file. If you do not have an unzipper, you should look up how to unzip files. If you're on Windows 10, you shouldn't need an unzipper, but if you're on a lower firmware, you may need to download WinZip or WinRAR. So anyway, once you have an unzipper on your computer, go ahead and open up the zipped file, and then you can go ahead and you don't need any of these other files. You just need this jksm.cia file. So what we're going to do now is open up our SD card on the computer, our 3DS's SD card. You should have put it in the computer already. If you didn't, go ahead and do that right now. Now we're going to open up the File Explorer. It's the little folder icon in the bottom left. So we're going to open that and navigate to SDHC, which is our 3DS's SD card. You should know all about this because you just hacked your DS. What you want to do now is on your DS, you're going to want to make a folder called CIAs. So just go ahead and click New Folder and then name it CIAS. I'm not going to do this because I already have the folder, as you just saw it was up there. So we're going to delete this new folder because I don't need it. And so in the CIAs folder, just open it, and as you can see I have the FBI CIA. We don't need that anymore. We're just going to go ahead and go back to the JKSM folder and drag the jksm.cia. We're going to drag that onto the 3DS's SD card CIAs folder. So once you've done that, you're okay to eject your SD card from the computer. So go ahead and click eject, and you can remove it and put it back into your DS. If you are on the new 3DS or new 3DS XL, I don't recommend putting it on the back because it's just a hassle since you're going to need to be taking it off a couple times in this tutorial. So go ahead and put it back into your DS, and I will see you guys on the console. Alright guys, so this next part may be a little shaky because I'm using my tripod and I don't have anywhere to stand it up besides on my chair that I'm sitting on, so excuse that. I'm not using my screen recorder, just so you guys know that I'm not using a PC or anything. This isn't an emulator, this is my actual DS. So anyway guys, once you have hacked your DS, installed FBI, and then dragged the JKSM CIA into the CIAs folder, what you're going to want to do is open up the FBI application on your 3DS. Should look like that. Just say FBI, and it should have a spinning box that says FBI on it. So go ahead and click on that. And then you're going to click on SD, so click A, and then go down to CIAs, and then you're going to find the JKSM CIA. Should look like that. Go ahead and click on it, and then click Install CIA. I already have it, so I'm not going to install it, but you're going to click Install, and then it's going to ask you to press A again just to confirm it. So once you've installed that, go ahead and back out. So just back out and then click Start to exit. So once you have the JKSM installed onto your DS, it should pop up as a present in your closest free slot. So just go ahead and click to open that. If your DS is not letting you open the present, that happened on my brother's 2DS. Just go ahead and shut off your console and then turn it back on, and then it should let you open the present up. So go ahead and open JKSM. It should look like this. So open that, and then here you're going to click on wherever you have your game located. I'm going to just be using my cartridge of Pokemon Sun. So if you guys want to use a downloaded version of a game, like you have the downloaded copy of Pokemon Sun or Moon, go ahead and click on SD/CIA, and then find the game in here, and then you would click on it and just follow the same process that I'm about to show you. But I'm going to be using my cartridge for Pokemon Sun, so we're going to click on Cartridge, Save Data Options, and then we're going to Export Save. So Export Save, and then it should ask you to like create a folder or whatever. The only option should be like New. You're going to just go ahead and click New, and then you're going to name it. Just name it Sun, Moon, name it whatever you want to name it. And then I think you have to press A to accept. So then we're going to go into this folder, Sun, and then as you can see, the save has been exported. So once it says complete, obviously that means it has been exported. So click OK, and then click B, exit. Alright, so now we are done on the console for right now. What you're going to want to do is turn off your console, and take out your SD card again, and you're going to want to put it back into the computer, and I will see you guys there. Alright guys, so once you have installed JKSM and exported your save file into JKSM, what you're going to want to do is put your SD card back into your computer, and then you're going to go ahead and click on the fourth link in the description, which is going to take you to projectpokemon.org. So, I already have the page open right here. Now you're going to want to download this file right here. It's called PKHex. So we're going to download that. You can see it has a 2 next to it, so I've already downloaded it a couple times just for this tutorial. So, once you have the file downloaded, go ahead and double click on it to open it, and then double click on the pkhex.exe. That is going to open up the application for you. I already have it installed and I have it pinned to my taskbar because it's a useful application. So, go ahead and open that. So mine was starting up right there. Alright, and this is actually the file from a Pokemon X that I have. So, see if that goes away. If it doesn't, whatever. Okay, it doesn't go away. So, when yours starts up, it should just be a blank game, blank PC, and everything like that. And what you're going to want to do is click on File, Open, and then you're going to navigate to the main file. You're going to want to go to SDHC, and then navigate to JKSV. The folder should be in your root, so click on that, and then click on Saves, and then go to the save that you just exported, Pokemon Sun, main. Click on that once, and then click Open. Now, this is opening. The save shows all of the Pokemon that you have in this game. So as you can see, I already have Pokemon that are not meant to be in the game just yet. Pokemon Bank is not out yet, but these are actually all legitimately caught shiny Pokemon by me. I've caught them throughout my shiny hunting journey in Pokemon X, Y, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, and even some from Pokemon Sun. So these are not hacked shiny Pokemon. I use another program to transfer them up from Omega Ruby before Pokebank, and I will be making another video on that, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss that video. Anyway guys, what you're going to want to do now is, obviously, you're going to want to create a Pokemon. So, let's go ahead and click on a Pokemon. How about we use Salazzle. So, we have a Salazzle here. It is shiny. So I believe when you first pick a Pokemon to create, this button should not be clicked already. If it is, there should be a red star. If you don't want it to be shiny, click reroll. But if you do want it to be shiny, click on this star and then it will be shiny. We made our Salazzle shiny. Now we're going to go ahead and edit the region, subregion, and country of our DS. So mine is America, country, United States, and subregion, Nebraska. So we're going to click on that, and then here you can infect it with Pokerus. I'm going to do that right there. And then you can give it a nickname. I'm not going to give it a nickname, but I don't want it to have the Japanese name, so I just typed in Salazzle. And then here you can customize the level. We'll make it level 100. And you can give it any nature you want. I'm going to give it a timid nature. Held item, I don't know what Salazzle would have. Choice Scarf, maybe. Friendship, you can set that to the maximum, which is 255. The ability, Corrosion. I would give it Corrosion. Oblivious is okay, but just give it whatever ability you want. You guys are creating your own separate Pokemon. You're probably not doing Salazzle. This is just for the tutorial. So, anyway, Corrosion is what we're going to give it. And then we're going to head over to the next page, which is Met. And then we can change the origin game. I'm going to say Pokemon Sun. So I'm going to click as egg to make this process a lot simpler. If you're doing a legendary Pokemon or a Pokemon like Type Null that cannot be bred, do not click as egg, because obviously that's going to be illegal. So I'm clicking as egg because Salazzle can be bred. So the Met location is just wherever the egg hatched. So we're going to say that mine hatched at Brooklet Hill. Doesn't really matter. And then the ball that it's caught in, shiny Salazzle would look great in a Premier Ball, so let's go ahead and select Premier Ball. And the Met level would be 1 because it came out of an egg. So, the next step is to go over to the Stats category. And then here we are going to edit the stats. The first category is IVs. So we're just going to make it 6 IV by making all of the zeros into 31s. And then for the EVs, we're going to max out its special attack and speed. So 252. 252, and then we're going to put the remaining 6 into HP. So there we go, its stats are now maxed out, it's ready for competitive battling. Now we're going to have to add some moves, so how about we give it Flamethrower. Fire Blast isn't that reliable. So Flamethrower. What else can this thing get? If you click on this, the green moves should be moves that it can get. So Sludge Bomb, Sludge Wave, actually, that's better, I think. And And then the rest, I'm not really going to be using this for competitive, so I'm just going to click on random moves. Okay, and then here, go ahead and apply the suggested relearn moves. That's going to help make it legal, so do that. And then for the PP ups, go ahead and make those 3 so that you can have the most PP for your moves. So making those all 3, so now I have the maximum PP that I can have for those moves like I just said. And now, once you do this, go ahead and go to the OT. You can make this U. If you want to make the OT U, go ahead and right click on OT and that should automatically set it. If it doesn't, go ahead and do it yourself. Just type in your name or whatever you want the OT to be named. And so yeah, just do that. And then for the OT, the latest handler, I'm going to put Gage again because it's still me. And then you can mark it if you want to. It is going to be shiny, so click on that and go ahead and give it all these markings. Give it whatever markings you want. Mine is 6 IV, so I'm going to give it the 6 IV marking. So there we go. This Pokemon is completed. So now what you want to do, you can re-roll this if you want to. It doesn't really matter, but my friend likes to re-roll it just so that he doesn't get caught for hacking. I don't know. That's not going to happen, but he just likes to do that. If you want to do that, do it. But if you don't want to, then it doesn't do anything. I don't do it. So yeah, guys. So once you make that Pokemon however you like it, make sure it's legal. If it has the check mark, then it is legal. If it's a Pokemon from like 4th gen or older, then it may not have the legality checker right there. But in my case, it does because this is a 7th generation Pokemon. So once you have the Pokemon created legally, go ahead and click on it and drag it into the PC. And you can make as many as you want. Let's just make like 3 of them right there. So now there's 3 Salazzles. So now once you've created all of the Pokemon that you are going to want to create for right now, go ahead and click on File, Export Save, Export Main. And then here, you're going to click on, make sure that you're in the right file. So we're in the Pokemon Sun and then the Sun, so click on that main and then click Save. This is going to save over your old main. What I recommend doing is creating a backup of your main in case anything goes wrong, and yeah, so that you can just reapply the main file and get your save back. So I always would back up my main, so just make sure you do that. And anyway, now this is exported. Click OK, and then you can eject your SD card. You don't really have to click eject, you can just take it out. So take it out and put it back into your DS, and I will see you guys back on the DS. Okay guys, so we are back to the console. I put my SD card back in. Now I'm going to go ahead and power on the console. Okay, and then here is the most important part to getting your Pokemon. So what we're going to want to do now is go back into JKSM. So we're going to open that, let that load, and then go to cartridge or wherever your game was. Mine was the cartridge, so I'm going to go to cartridge, save data options, and then import save. Instead of export, you're going to import. So basically what you're doing now is you're importing the file from PKHex, which now contains the Pokemon that you created on it. So Sun, and then you're going to click A, and then let's focus, and then click A. So complete. Alright, now we're going to back out of this, and we are going to go into Pokemon Sun. And once this finally loads up, we are going to open up the game, open up the file, go into the PC, and we're going to see the Pokemon that we created. So here we go. We have our 3 shiny Salazzles that I just created. Here we go. They're all exactly the same because I just completely cloned the same file. If you want them to be 3 different Pokemon, I would re-roll using that re-roll button that I showed you guys earlier. But let me show you guys. This can be used with literally any Pokemon. So I know a lot of you guys are going to want to do this for the event Pokemon, Volcanion, Hoopa, Diancie, all those guys down there. And I know this one coming up is going to be a big hit with you guys. Arceus, once we get to it. Arceus, Shaman, Darkrai. This is Pokemon Sun. I have Arceus, Manaphy, Darkrai, Shaman. You can get literally any Pokemon you want using this method. So as you can tell, it's not that hard to do. And once you have your 3DS hacked, that is definitely the hardest part of the whole process, and it does definitely take the longest. But once you have the 3DS hacked and you have all of the files on your DS, all you have to do is basically the last part. You export your save from the game, and then you open it up on the computer, open up PKHex, and add the Pokemon, and then re-import the save from JKSM. So basically, that's all you have to do to get any Pokemon for free, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope that you guys find it fun using and creating Pokemon just for fun. Don't use this to cheat, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed doing this, and yeah, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to smash the like button if you did enjoy the video, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next tutorial. I'll see you guys next time.